Hello and welcome to another Budget Model Railways review video. So this is of one of the other new Hornby Railroad models. This is, I believe, was originally Percy. So this is the companion to the Loco we reviewed recently, where they've taken some of the Thomas range and repurposed them quite usefully as more mainline railways. So this is this one, R30200 O4O locomotive. Now this, unlike the 060, is in a much more useful BR line black, which does, okay, not all of us worry actually about that sort of thing, but if you're a little bit interested, at least the BR black, in my view, gives you a more mainstream loco. You can get away with running a few more things without it looking quite so out of place. And this is a nice colour scheme again. So we've got some nice lining there. Got a little bit of detail with the copper whistles. I might myself just take the a bit of copper paint out and do something with the top of the chimney, but it's quite a nice looking loco. So let's have a little look at how it runs. So here we go. So this is it running around my first radius curve, which obviously being an 040, it does no trouble at all. And it's pulling 10 wagons at a sensible speed. I'm not having to rush it round. You know my views. I really dislike the term pocket rocket for these. They were re-geared decades ago and will run quite slowly, quite smoothly, quite happily. I will say that unlike, I've had two of these. I had the blue version, which was done in an industrial colour scheme. This one is noisier. In fact, it's the only noisy 040 that I've got. So I'm not quite sure if it's just a running in thing, but the blue version didn't need running in. Now, interestingly, someone's pointed out to me, if you like, this is a slightly noisy loco, not quite as good as the 060. Somebody else contacted me and had the other problem. Their 060 was awful. This particular 040 was fine. And I think it does show one of the problems. I'm just going to run it around so you can look at while I'm talking. I think it does show one of the problems with this range, which appears to be, if you like, quality control. Yes, they're a budget loco, but there does seem to be some difference. This one's okay. It does need more weight. I've got it pulling 10 wagons around the first radius. Even on the second and third radius, that's about it. It won't pull any more than that, but that's why you have the 060. So that's why you have that locomotive that I've just tucked over the back there, which we reviewed the other week. So as a couple, they make quite a useful little set. It's not expensive, this loco. I certainly wouldn't pay the 50 odd pound that I think is the full price. I bought mine for about 41. They were discounted even before they were released. As is the way these days, they were supposed to be out in July and came out in November. Let's show you it running over some points. So I'm just going to run it over a couple of points. It is a small loco. It should really be a shunter. I would say that these are Pico points again. I'm really not sure this would run as well over Hornby points. But let's give it a little run. It is noisy. But you can see there that it's run over those at quite a nice pace. Let's just run it back. Which does at least mean you could use it for what it was intended, which is a shunter. It's not going to pull great long trains, but I still think it's a rather useful little loco. Nice BR line black, good looking colour scheme, useful colour scheme, and currently one of the cheaper locos in the Hornby range. I would say it doesn't run as well as the little Great Western Holden version, I don't think. Perhaps it's just mine. Perhaps it needs a bit more of a running in, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's running quite happily over those points. With a bit of running in, it'll be a very useful little shunter, and it will pull, 10 wagons around your layout. So it'll really do on your model railway what I guess the real ones would do. So another really nice little model, I think, from Hornby. At £41, that's not a bad price. Okay, I certainly, as I said earlier, wouldn't pay the 50 odd. But at 41, it's not a bad loco. And you have to look at these for what they're meant. There were some interesting comments on the review of the 060, Let's put that one there, and then we've got the pair next to each other. Some people miss the point of these. There we go, it's a better camera angle. Bear with me a second while I just sort the camera angle. There we go. Some people miss the point of these. These are not meant to be, you know, state-of-the-art DCC, light, sound, and all yada, yada, yada. These are basic locos really aimed at either a younger modeler or somebody new to the hobby. And I think that's an important distinction. People usually say younger. I didn't start doing model railways until I was 50. At 50, I would have been quite happy to have these. I am happy to have these on my layout at those sort of prices. For probably just over £100, there's two nice little locos there that would do most things that you need to do on your layout. No, they don't have a wealth of detail, but frankly, I got a highly detailed loco. I did get it cheap secondhand. First time I picked it up, I broke the handrails. You know, yes, I am a bit clumsy. I have some dexterity problems with my hands. But I don't see the point of so much detail and finery that you can't use it. And certainly they run as well as can be expected for those sort of prices. So together, useful little duo. I really like the little black one. I can see me using that a lot. I might even make a little shunting layout for that. And it does what it needs to do. It runs nicely over the points. It'll pull a short run of trains, of wagons. And really that's all you can ask for this sort of loco. So I guess it's another little well done to Hornby. I'd like to see this in that colour scheme. I'd like to see the 060 done in a more useful colour scheme. And that would be a great start then for somebody's model railway. So there we go. Hopefully it's a useful review. As I've said before, I don't like these reviews where they take quarter of an hour to take it out of the box. You've bought the loco, you want to know what does it look like and how does it run. It looks fairly nice for what it is, and it runs pretty well for what it is. I don't think if you bought either of these that you'd be too disappointed. As always, look forward to your comments and more videos due out soon.